Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. While recently reviewing the analytics of the first 60 episodes of this podcast, I was surprised to observe that episode number 58, titled Ask for What You Want, is one of the top 10 most downloaded episodes. Also, several new listeners to the show chose to start listening to that episode first. In episode number 58, I speak about how asking for what you want can be difficult and nerve-wracking. However, it can also be empowering and transformative. When you speak up for yourself, you're not just advocating for your needs, you're also giving others a clear path to support you, respect you, or collaborate with you. While there's always a risk of receiving a response of no, there's also the possibility of obtaining a yes, or a maybe, or even not at this time, which in my book is definitely not a no. You never would have received any of these positive responses had you not asked for what you wanted or needed. Silence or avoidance might feel safer, but clarity, though sometimes uncomfortable, often opens doors for growth, understanding, and deeper connection. One reason people hesitate to ask for what they want is the fear of rejection or negative reactions from others. While it's natural to worry about how others will respond, the truth is that you can't control the reactions. You can only control how you show up. By asking for what you want, you're taking ownership of your desires and creating space for honest dialogue, regardless of the outcome. When you clearly express your needs or desires, whether in relationships, work, or personal growth, you create space for honesty, mutual understanding, and progress. The discomfort from asking for something often stems from fear of rejection or appearing vulnerable. It's a bold act of self-respect and confidence. We discussed confidence in episode number 59, where I outlined several key changes for building confidence in ourselves and others. One of those steps is the ability to listen to others or to be listened to through the validation of feelings. In episode number 58, when we first discussed the importance of asking for what we want, we outlined these 5 key changes. Key change number 1, clarify what you want. Key change number 2, choose the right time and place to ask for what you want. Key change number 3, consider the other person's perspective when asking for what you want. Key change number 4, explain why you're asking for something. And key change number 5, express gratitude. Let's unlock key changes number 1 and number 4 by defining what and why we want something. One powerful tool for defining this is using I statements. These are simple, intentional phrases that allow you to express how you feel and what you need without assigning blame or making others feel attacked. This communication tool is helpful in tough conversations because it keeps things focused on your experience, which lowers defensiveness and makes it easier for others to understand you. There's a difference between statements that place blame and those that express experience. A statement that places blame on someone else may sound something like this: "You never listen to me." A phrase like this often makes people feel attacked, so they might get defensive or shut down. Whereas an I statement, such as, I feel unheard when I'm interrupted during conversations, shares your experience without accusing the other person of being in the wrong. We should attempt to avoid accusatory statements or particular words. My husband and I notice that when we argue, accusatory words such as never or always are uttered. For example, you never listen when I try to make plans. Or, I'm always the one who has to, whatever. You know what I mean. Whereas if a gentler, more loving language was used, check out episode number 3 for more on this topic. We could express our emotions without placing blame. Alternatively, an appropriate I statement could be, I feel overwhelmed and could really use your help. This shift takes the focus off the other person's actions and emphasizes your own experience. It helps avoid defensiveness and keeps the conversation constructive. A simple formula to use is to state how you feel and what you need. A scenario could be this: I feel, then state an emotion. When, provide a situation. And I need or would appreciate, then share a need. For example, I feel unseen or unheard when you continue to look at your device when I enter the room. I would appreciate it if you could look up from your device when I talk to you. I am using this example because it is a goal that both my husband and I have been working on when the other person or our children enter a room. This I statement formula allows you to clarify what you want and explain why you are asking for it. Instead of assuming others understand your feelings or needs, I statements give others a clear picture without putting them on the defensive. It creates space for meaningful dialogue to continue and hopefully a way to get what you want or need. It is essential to prioritize your needs and ask for what you want, even if it feels uncomfortable. Here are 5 key changes to consider when asking for what we want. Key change number 1, validate your needs. The first and most important reason to ask for what you want is that your needs are just as valid as anyone else's. Often, we hold back from sharing because we don't want to appear demanding or selfish. But the truth is, our desires, comfort, or happiness are just as important as anyone else's. Not expressing your needs can lead to resentment, frustration, and burnout. As we know from episode number 53, titled Beat Burnout, burnout can lead to physical, mental, or emotional health issues. Key change number 2, promote self-respect. When you ask for what you want, it's an act of self-respect by valuing your own needs. You're telling yourself, I'm worth being heard. I deserve to ask for what I need. This small act can improve your self-esteem and sense of agency, empowering you to take control of your life, your relationships, or even your work more intentionally. Key change number 3, prevent misunderstandings. If you don't ask for what you want, you're leaving it up to others to guess. This can lead to confusion, disappointment, and unmet expectations. By clearly stating what you need, you avoid the frustration of leaving room for assumptions or for others to read between the lines. People can't meet your needs if they don't know what those needs are. Key change number 4, foster authentic connection. When you ask for what you want, you invite others into your world. It's an opportunity to express yourself honestly and vulnerably. This action creates the foundation for deeper, more authentic relationships. Your example may encourage others to share their needs with you, allowing you to connect with them better. And key change number 5, avoid resentment. If you bottle up your feelings and never ask for what you want, that builds resentment over time. You might start feeling bitter or unappreciated, while the people around you may not even know what you need. By sharing your needs, you give the other person a chance to support you. This can prevent the buildup of negative emotions that stem from unshared desires. When you ask for what you want clearly and respectfully, you set a precedent for how others should treat you. It communicates that you value yourself, acknowledge your needs, and expect the same respect from others. Over time, this can create a healthier relationship, one where both people feel empowered to ask for and receive what they need or want. By making these shifts, you're setting a tone of openness and respect that's much more likely to lead to productive conversations. Yes, it might feel scary or uncomfortable the first time, or even each time you ask for what you want. But the rewards, clarity, connection, and respect are more than worth it. So continue to ask for what you want. Access the show notes for resources to help you and those you love, serve, or lead to grow. My main work is public speaking, so if you feel the contents of this episode or any of my talks or courses would add value to your school, company, or organization, please contact me. How are we making key changes to continue to ask for what we want? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcasts app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.